Okay, let's have this discussion again, because clearly people forget, or maybe they just didn't catch any of the videos. Here, let me turn the music down so you guys can hear me. Okay, when you're growing your plants, it don't matter how young they are. If they're yellow but not burnt, just turning yellow, yellowish green, lack of nitrogen right away. I mean, you should never feed a plant before it's got a couple nodes on it, a few branches, not branches, but you got your stalk. Sorry, first time using this type of camera. So you got your stalk, right? And then you get your two little leaves coming out, and then two more leaves coming out, and then two more. Once you get a few of them, that's when you want to start feeding them. But you only want to feed them a little. Like if your nutrients say 1 teaspoon or 5 mils per gallon of water, go with a half. Go with a quarter strength. But once you start introducing those nutrients, they're going to start rapidly growing a lot faster. A lot deeper in the green. Okay, your smell of ganja is going to start actually coming out at this point. Once you start feeding them, that's when you're going to have all your great luck. But you can't overfeed, obviously. I do recommend following the instructions to the T until you learn how to read your plants. But anything that is not at least 3-4 inches tall, with leaves on it, not just two little tiny prickly leaves like it starts out. Like you want it to be, a little mini plant. And, that's when you want to start feeding it. And I would feed it literally like a quarter to half strength solution. Which very simple to do. If it's like I said, 1 teaspoon, you can either cut that in half by weighing what a teaspoon would weigh, or get a quarter teaspoon spoon, or what's the easiest way? That's right, just add extra water. So if it's 1 gallon for 1 teaspoon and you're trying to do a half strength solution, you add 2 gallons of water total to 1 teaspoon. Now, if you want quarter strength, that's right, add more water. So essentially, what you're getting is your quarter strength solution. Um, that's what I do, just because the measurements are easier. And let's be honest, if I'm really not having that big of a garden and I'm not going to use 4 gallons of water, 1 teaspoon of nutrients is not going to make me lose sleep at night. Of course, unless you're running advanced, because that shit's like $1,600 for a bunch of 1 liter bottles to run their whole line. And once again, Advance is a great nutrient program, but it's really, in my opinion, only beneficial for hydroponics. You get into the dirt, it's no good. Um, However, I do want to stress that everybody, when you start growing, one of the first things you should be studying up on is nutrient deficiencies and plant health effects. They have um, online everywhere. Um, is literally, I'm sure, in fact, I'm pretty sure on Marijuana Growing Enthusiasts group on Facebook, if you search through the files and photos that have been shared on there, it's been shared a bunch of times, but it's a page that literally has pictures of every nutrient deficiency, every health problem. What do they look like? What to look for? Aphids. It literally breaks it down for you. Like you can't. If you don't understand, then I don't. It's a hard one to even tell you because, like I said, there's pictures, and they even in detail tell you what to look for. Like, for example, if your green plants are turning yellow, not enough nitrogen. Okay? What happens if your green plants are turning yellow and burning with brown on them? That's right, too much nitrogen. Now they got nitrogen burn. But then when you look at them and they're green but just turning brown, what's that? Heat exhaustion. See, it's all basic common sense stuff. I mean, if you're a hillbilly like me, grew up in the country, well, I call myself a hillbilly slicker because I live just outside of a small city. But the end of the day, okay, when you look at the trees and it's going to rain, you can tell because the leaves turn upside down and you're seeing the white. But when it's sunny and it's not going to rain, they're normal and all the green foliage is up top. So the same thing happens when we go through a drought. You go through a drought, you look at trees. Not every tree, but a lot of the smaller trees, you're going to see the leaves. They start to wilt, they start to brown up. So, like I said, we got to give them some water. They're thirsty. They need, and you also should probably be hooking up a fan too, because if you're getting burnt leaf tips, and like I said, it's your light and your overall heat in your room is just overboard. Another deficiency another health issue that you'll realize with plants is when they come up with little holes in the leaves. Common sense says that's bugs. So if it's an indoor grow, well, the first thing I would do is identify what type of pest you have eating them, bugs. If they're aphids, then I recommend coastal therapy. In fact, even if you don't have an issue with them, coastal therapy, give a foliar spray of it. It keeps the plants healthy. The only time I don't use it is when I'm in flower, which is why you want to regularly use it when you're growing. And once again, this is going off of an indoor scale. Outside, you got ladybugs. Honestly, I've never had an issue with aphids outside. Outside in New York, where I'm at, is mainly issues are the cold. We get early winters. So really, like October is like our cutoff line. Like we can't grow 12 to 16 week strains out here. We got to stay with 8 to 10, no more than 12 for the flowering time. Otherwise, they won't finish and they'll be premature buds, and nobody likes that. And one of the other issues we have out here is, we're very wet and hot, so we like to use mold-resistant plants, because if you don't, it'll really screw you up, because once September hits, we get a lot of dew, and that's really kind of where it kills you. You get all that dew, and it doesn't dry off, and next thing you know, you got bud rot and mold, and it's no good. But, yeah, definitely get on the Marijuana Growing Enthusiast group in Facebook. Definitely check us out. Any information you will need, you will get on there. All you got to do, ask a question, and you will get more answers than you probably care to read. And my name's Brad. I am the owner, creator, and consider myself a master grower. And I'm pretty sure other people do too, because I've been invited to be a judge at a couple of events. So I guess ultimately, what I'm saying is, you guys can always shoot me a friend request, and then maybe follow up with a message saying, hey, this is somebody from, the Marijuana Growing Enthusiast group, would like to ask you a question personally. Or you can give me a call out into the group. That works too. But yeah, I'm here for anything you guys need. And also, if you got a farm and you're growing and you'd like to get posted up on my channel with a small interview and a little film around the farm, let me know. Totally game to come out and check it out and see what you guys got going on. Once again, my name's Brad. You guys can message me on Facebook, Marijuana Growing Enthusiast. I am also known as Clone King. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.